Welcome guys back to another video in the channel. Today we'll be doing a Mesut Ozil video again, an Arsenal fan discussing Mesut Ozil. You'll never see the end of it unless this guy leaves the club, because this is becoming on and on and on. He just won't leave the club and is becoming a real distraction in the club. And today in this video we'll be discussing whether his future lies at Arsenal, whether he should go, and I'm here to discuss that right today. Mesut Ozil, he has been a good player for what it's worth. In Real Madrid, he did sign for around £46 million. And he did have one or two good seasons after that, called the, assist king. He was really, really good. Everyone looked up to him. I think that's why lots of Arsenal fans started loving the player, because he was that good. And I think because of that, when a few years went down the line, when he didn't have the greatest of seasons, when he had very average seasons, he kind of split the fan base in half. And, loads of fans liked him, loads of fans didn't, and loads of fans supported it. It was really not worth it. And I think one pivotal moment we have to look at is 2017. Obviously, 2018 January window, when, if you could remember, Aubameyang signed. That's the window where it it was the beginning of the end for us. It really was, because he was handed that £350,000 contract. I think it was because they let go of Sanchez and they sort of used that towards a deal for Aubameyang and renegotiating Ozil. That was probably one of Arsenal's worst decisions ever, even though at the time it looked like the right decision, because I'm not going to sit here and lie, I was excited by Ozil re-signing because we lost Sanchez and we couldn't lose both of them. So I was happy that Ozil signed, but looking at it now, I wish he didn't sign, because the problem we are in now with Arteta not wanting to play him is so bad. Look at it. Look at it. We have a 20-man squad. 20 man. That means 9 substitutes, and he's not one of the substitutes. I mean, if it's tactical, okay. If he's saying it's a tactical reason, okay. If you're not starting, that means it's tactical. If you're on the bench. If he was just on the bench and he wasn't starting, okay, it makes sense. You want to try out Willock or something, okay, yeah. But then if the game's not working out, you can put Ozil on, okay, that makes sense. But keeping him out of the squad altogether, that is sending big messages. And Arteta has said he's trying to keep this sort of in-house. He's not trying to reveal much about it, which does make sense, because this is something that needs to be dealt with. I don't know how Arteta will approach this, because Stan Kroenke thinks if he's paying $350,000 a week for a player, that's just not going to play. He's just going to rot in the reserves. He's not going to be happy, Stan Kroenke. So he's going to try to say to Arteta, look, you need to play him. He's on this money. You have to play him. And if Arteta turns around and says no, then we could be in a bit of a discrepancy. And I think this is what has happened with Unai Emery, and we could see it again. This is because Unai Emery did have that problem with Ozil, where he kept taking him out of the squad, then bringing him back in the squad, taking him out, bringing him back. And then Arsenal fans went against him, and then there was a big problem, and then eventually he did get the sack. But Arteta, I think, is he dealing it the right way? I think, he earns around £17 million a year. If you look at it all together, if you count up all his wages, and you probably take out a few tax fees, so maybe around 15 million. Arsenal really have to try and pay that. They really, really have to pay around £50-60 million this season just to get him off. Just pay the rest of his year off, because as an Arsenal club, we will not be able to move on if we don't get those wages off the bill. We need to get Ozil's wages off so we can put it on Aubameyang, we can put on other big players like Thomas Partey, Upamecano, if we do want to sign those players. So trying to get Ozil off, it will be a big step for the club, and we have to do that. The guy splits the fan base. He's not helpful. He's toxic now. And this is not what we want in the club. We need a bit of fresh air, and we're not going to get that fresh air. We're not going to get that restart feeling if we don't get rid of Ozil, because we need to get rid of Ozil. And I don't know what's going to happen in the next year, because his contract doesn't expire this year, it expires next year. So what does Arteta do for the next season? I'm not sure. There are a few other players whose contracts do also run out, who are, I believe, like Socrates, Mustafi, some other players that will probably free a wage budget up to £1 million, which is very good. and hopefully then we can start our rebuild. But we have to let some of those players go beforehand, maybe get a tiny bit of cash in. Even if someone came in for a free offer for us, I'll take it, because those wages are so worth to get off the wage book. So hopefully that happens. And Ozil, for me, just a little verdict for me, I don't think he has a future at this club at all. He was done 2-3 years ago. So after that season, that Leicester season when Leicester won the league, I think after that, he was finished. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you have enjoyed, please leave a like, subscribe. See you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.